Hi everyone, thanks for watching. You may notice that I'm in a different room. That's because I've come back to university, so this will be the room I'm staying in for the next year. So the makeup look I've created today is just a really simple autumnal look. I went out on a bit of a hunt to find a really good quality drugstore lipstick and I managed to find two. This slightly more reddish toned one and a more purple toned one, which I'll show you later in the video. If you're anything like I am and you're on a bit of a budget because you're a student, then I think this look would be perfect for you. So if you'd like to learn how I achieved this look, then please just keep watching. To begin this look, I'm going to moisturise my face and I'm using the Blueberry Cream by Body Shop and just applying this all over my face. To prime my skin, I'm using Maybelline's Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser and I'm just working it into my T-zone area. For foundation, I'm combining MAC's Match Master in the shade 6 and L'Oreal's Lumi Magique in W5 Gold Sand. And I'm taking a pump of each onto my brush, that way you don't waste as much product putting it on the back of your hand. And then I'm just going to blend it into my skin. I'm using Real Techniques multitask brush to do this. I think this is a great brush for foundation because it's really fluffy and blends nicely. For concealer, I'm taking Maybelline's Instant Anti-Age Eraser. I was struggling a bit to get the product out because it's brand new, so it took a bit of twisting. Once I finally managed to get the product working, I applied the concealer under my eyes in a triangular shape, and you want to apply your highlight in the areas where the light would naturally hit it, so the high points of your face, like your cheekbones, the bridge of your nose, forehead and chin. Then I'm just pushing it into my skin using my Real Techniques multitask brush. To set my concealer, I'm taking Rimmel London Stay Matte Powder in 001 Transparent. And I'm just pushing this into my skin. It's important to set your eye area properly so that it doesn't crease as the night goes on. Here's my attempt at the Cadbury's eyebrow advert. So I'm just using Benefit's Browsings Kit in dark and I'm using a brush by Eco Tools, and I'm just taking the waxy side again first to map out the shape, and then I use the powdered side to fill it in a bit more. Don't use as much product on the inner parts of my brow. And ta-da! I have two brows! To contour, I tried out a new product which is by LA Girl and it's the Pro Conceal in Beautiful Bronze. And I'm just working this into my skin with the 159 brush by MAC. You want to push the product slightly upwards so it's not such a harsh line, and then I take my Real Techniques brush to buff it out a bit more. I quite like this product, so I decided to contour the rest of my face with it and just hit my temples and the sides of my nose with it. Then I'm just going in again with my MAC 159 brush to just blend it out and make sure that there aren't any harsh lines. It was slightly more difficult to use the brush on my nose, so for a bit more precision I decided to use my fingers, which I found worked better. Then I'm just taking my Maybelline concealer again and taking it down the bridge of my nose. To tidy up the contour a bit, I'm just taking the Rimmel London powder again and letting it bake underneath the contour lines. For eyes, I'm taking the Makeup Revolution palette in Iconic 3 and this is an amazing palette for the price. It is only £4 and it is a dupe for the Naked 3 palette, so you can't really go wrong. I'm beginning with the 4th shade in, which is like a light mauvish shade, and it's a matte shade, and I'm working that into my crease with the Real Techniques Domed Shadow Brush, and just applying this as the transition shade. Next I'm picking up the first shade from the palette, which is just a light nude colour, and applying that to my eyelid and to my inner corner. Just keep adding to build the colour. Next I'm picking up the 7th shade in, which is a slightly more darker mauve than the first one we used, and I'm taking it on my Real Techniques brush again and just working it in to add a bit more definition. Just keep adding and blending until you reach the desired shade and depth that you are after. In case you were wondering, this palette is available at Superdrug. Next I'm taking the last shade from the palette, which is a black shade, and it's got like pink sparkles in it, pinkish reddish sparkles, so that goes really well with the colours that we've just used in the crease. I'm adding this to the inner V of my eye to really add some depth. I don't want to take it out too far. Then I'm just very gently dragging it in towards the centre of my eye, but we don't want to go too far in. I'm trying to concentrate a majority of the product right into that inner V. Dipping back into the first shade of the palette just to really brighten up the eyelid area. Taking the lighter mauve again, just going on top of the black so we haven't lost that colour. Just dipping my brush into my Rimmel powder just to neaten up the under brow area in case there's any shadow there. Taking the black shade again, I'm just creating a more pointed shape. For my under eyes, I'm taking the 4th shade again and applying that to my bottom lash line. Then I'm taking the black shade and applying that to the outer third of the lower lash line and making sure it's connected to the black on the top of the lid. For eyeliner, I'm using Rimmel London's Glam Eyes liquid liner, and I'm just applying this to my top lash line. I'm gently pulling my eye for some extra support. The pressure to do liquid liner on video is real. I'm just creating a cat wing, and you want to make sure that it's right under your black eyeshadow and that there are no gaps between the liner and that black eyeshadow. For mascara, I'm using Bay, which is L'Oreal's Telescopic in Extra Black, and I like to fan it between my lashes to get the product on it like that and then comb it out. Honestly, if you haven't got this yet, you need to go out and get it because your lash game will be so strong every day. To set the contour we did earlier, I'm taking Rimmel London's Natural Bronzer in 22 Sun Bronze, and I'm just hitting the cheekbones again and my temples and down the sides of my nose. For blush, I'm using number 48 by Bourjois and just hitting my cheeks with a bit of colour. Then I'm just applying a bit more L'Oreal Telescopic to my lower lashes. For lashes, I'm taking Red Cherry's number 43, and then I'm having my lash dance again to dry the glue. Then I'm sticking it in the centre of my eye, and then I like to secure the outer end, and then I go in and secure the inner end. And then I apply a bit of pressure to the lash line to make sure that they're going to stay on. Next I'm taking a Topshop eyeshadow called Shuffle the Cards, and I'm using this as a highlighter. It's a gorgeous goldish pink shade. Don't be scared to use eyeshadows as highlighters or highlighters as eyeshadows. I'm just applying it to the inner corners of my eye here to add a bit of shimmer. Now for the fun part, the lips. I'm just taking a wet wipe and removing any foundation that may be on my lips. Then I'm taking this matte lip bullet by Topshop in Get Me Bodied. This is the more purple toned of the two lips. You can always use a lip brush if you find it easier to apply a darker lip with. To clean up the edges of my lipstick, I'm just taking a foundation brush by Real Techniques with a bit of concealer and just adding that. To fake a slightly larger lip, I'm using a bit of bronzer to create a shadow beneath my lower lip. For lip option 2, I'm taking a lip liner by Topshop in Deception and just lining my lips with this. Here's me looking very 90s. For the slightly redder toned lipstick, I'm taking 975 Divine Wine by Maybelline, and it's a creamy matte shade, and it's so nice to apply this. So this is the finished makeup look. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. If you did, then please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. Halloween is fast approaching, so if there are any Halloweeny looks that you'd like me to create for you, then please leave them down below. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!